Welcome back to our series on how to get a passing score on a high-stakes math test. We're going to work through some examples from the Praxis Math test. Now, a question like this could be on any of the high-stakes tests. Okay, riding a school bus are 20 students in 9th grade, 10 students in 10th grade, 9 students in 11th grade, and 7 students in 12th grade. Approximately what percent of the students on the bus are in 9th grade? Okay, so what is the question asking? It's asking what of the 9th graders, what percent are they of all the students on the bus? So we need to know how many students are on the bus, and then 20 out of that number is what out of 100? So we're being asked to find the percent of 9th graders. How many 9th graders out of the total? So the total kids on the bus, you add together the kids from each of the grades. 20 plus 10 plus 9 plus 7 is 46. And so there's 20 9th graders. 20 out of 46 equals what out of 100? Now, I would never guess on a test because you want to know for sure that you're right unless you're almost out of time, and then you want to make an educated guess. But even though you shouldn't guess on the test, you should think about what is a reasonable answer so that you're not tricked by little careless errors in your answers there. So 20 out of 46 is what out of 100? Well, 46, half of 46 is 23. So this is just a little bit less than half. A little bit less than half the kids are 9th graders. Well, half is 50%. So this is a little bit less than 50%. So let's look at the answers, and I bet you we could guess correctly which one it's going to be. It's a little bit less than half. So the answer is going to be one of these two. It's either 43% or 46% because it's just under 50%. And I'm guessing the answer is going to be 43% simply because 46 is the total number of kids. And they always put just random numbers that you get while you're working the problem in there. And 23 over 46, remember we said that's half? Those numbers are in there because those are numbers you've run into while you're solving the problem. And I would bet you the answer is going to be 43, but let's work it out and see. So what we're trying to find is 20 out of 46 is what out of 100? And remember, we solve half our problems in math by multiplying by 1 in some form, like n over n, because that doesn't change the number. So we need 20 over 46 times n over n equals x over 100. So the real question is, what times 46 equals 100? And we can get that by dividing. I had to use a calculator. 2.1793. So we take our n over n, or the version of 1 we're going to use to solve this problem, is 2.1793 over 2.1793. And that gives us 43.4 and a bunch of numbers over 100. And they asked approximately what number, and this is approximately 43%, which is what I assumed the answer was going to be, based on just estimating and then what I know about how they make these tests. So let's review what we did here. The question was, what percent of the kids on the bus are 9th graders? So we need to know what's the fractional part of the kids on the bus that are 9th graders. That's 20 out of the total. We added up the total was 46 kids on the bus. So 20 out of 46. And to get a percent, what is that fraction equivalent to if 100 is the denominator? So 20 out of 46 is what out of 100? And then we did a little just thinking to kind of estimate what the answer should be close to. 20 out of 46, well, half of 46 is 23. So 23 out of 46 would be 50%. This is a little bit less than that because 20 is a little bit less than 23. So we know our answer is around 50%, but less. And then I guess it's going to be 43% because 46 is the total number of kids. And that number's in there just because they think some people, when they add up the total kids and get a 46, they'll just quit there and answer 46%. That's there to trick you. But so we then had to calculate 20 out of 43 is what out of 100. You can multiply any fraction by the same number over itself because that's equal to 1. And 46 times 2.17 is 100. So we needed to multiply by 2.17 over 2.17 to see what the percent would be. And that came out to be a little bit more than 43. But their question is approximately what percent. And so the answer was 43.